first question, I would like to give you a brief account of historic background. China's history can be traced to the second millennium BCE, before Common Era. The earliest dynasties are Xia Dynasty. It was from 2205 till 7066 BCE. Shang Dynasty. And Shang Dynasty was also known as Yin Dynasty. It was from 1766 till 1122 BCE. And Zhou Dynasty. It was from 1122 till 256 BCE. Although the dating of these three dynasties are controversial, some characteristic features can be identified to make distinctions between them. Just like in other histories, in China, far back to the remote history, there were legendary figures. The first legendary figure we are to introduce is Fu Xi. He taught people how to hunt and how to fish. It was said that he first started the book of changes, the classic of changes, Yi Jing. Well, this is a book of divination with a strong influence on China's culture. Fu Xi also created the institution of marriage. His wife was Nü Wang. Nü Wang was an even more legendary figure than Fu Xi. It was said that she helped to repair the heavens when the heavens were in danger of collapsing. The next legendary figure was Shen Nong. Shen Nong taught people to plant crops and to domesticate animals. He was said to be the discoverer of tea. According to legend, Shen Nong was drinking water. Just at that time, a leaf fell into his cup. He did not notice the leaf in the cup. He found later that the water tasted good. It was in this way that he discovered tea. At that time, tribes fought each other for the territory. Huang Di was a powerful chief of his tribe. With the help of Yan Di was another chief of the tribe. Huang Di defeated all the other tribes in that area and got them united into a country. This was said to be a foundation of China. From that point, Chinese as an ethnic group was established. One thing that is worth mentioning at this juncture is that one of the Huangdi's officials, Cang Jie, was said to invent Chinese written characters. So far, we see that Fu Xi taught people how to hunt, Shen Nong taught people how to farm. Huang Di and Yan Di worked to set up a polity. This is a process of history from nomadic hunter-gatherers to farmers, and then to city dwellers. Chinese civilization was further consolidated through the reigns of Yao, Shun, and Yu. Yao was said to be a sage king. he contributed to the knowledge of astronomy and agriculture. Toward the end of his life, he decided to find a successor king. He searched his kingdom and found a farmer called Shun. And Shun was famous for his filial piety. Shun lived in a terrible family. His father, his stepmother, and his stepbrother schemed to murder him and intended to grab his wealth. One day, his family asked Shun to dig a well. As Shun was working deep inside the well, they removed the ladder and covered the well over. Shun's stepbrother thought Shun could not come out of the well. He said that they could have Shun's livestock and storehouses of grain. However, it happened that Shun survived the murder plan. Shun did not bear hatred to them. He still loved them and cared for the family. Finally, his kindness won their heart. When Shun's story was made known to Yao, Shun was invited to be Yao's prime minister. Shun did pretty well in this position. He was made the king to succeed Yao when Yao died. Shun's rule centered around the Yellow River Valley. The Yellow River Valley was the heartland of Chinese civilization. The Yellow River Valley provided fertile soil for crops and water transportation. At that time, the Yellow River often flooded. This led to devastation. Shun was much concerned with water control. He was in need of an able minister to help with this. Then Yu came up, taking the responsibility of water control. Yu worked hard to get the flood controlled. Then he was made prime minister. Upon Shun's death, Yu succeeded Shun as the king. Yu's rule was also very popular among his people. When he died, he wanted to follow Yao and Shun, choosing an able person as his successor. However, his people loved and respected Yu. They made his son succeed him as the king. From then on, Xia Dynasty took shape, and Yu never knew that he had started a new dynasty. He was the founder of Xia Dynasty, and centuries later, Xia Dynasty was brought to an end by the evil tyrant Jie. It was Tang who overthrew Xia Dynasty and founded Shang Dynasty. Shang Dynasty later settled in the capital city of Yin. So, Shang Dynasty is also called Yin Dynasty. If what we know about Xia Dynasty is half legendary and half historic, then much evidence is available to us about Shang Dynasty. The evidence comes from oracle-born inscriptions. Some inscripted words were first written on a tortoise shell. The tortoise shell was then put into a fire until it started to crack at various points. The reader of the sign would decipher the code depending on how those words were separated. From this divination, the reader could predict the future development and in turn decide the best course of action. It is in this way that the Shang king could divine the future and make inquiries of the spirits of his ancestors. Oracle bone inscriptions were discovered by accident. At the end of the 19th century, dragon bones was used as one of the ingredients of traditional Chinese medicine. Two Chinese scholars got the medicine and found that there were some markings on dragon bones. They closely studied the bones and concluded that those markings on the bones were archaic forms of Chinese characters. Then the source of dragon bones was located. Archaeologists found tombs of the Shang kings. Those kings ruled in the city of Yin. So we have hard evidence for Shang Dynasty. Shang Dynasty is said to cover a history from 16th century till 10th century BCE. This period of history is known as Bronze Age culture. People used the metal for weapons and for ceremonial vessels to make offerings of food and wine to the spirits of the ancestors. The last king of Shang Dynasty was Tyrant Zhou. Tyrant Zhou was ruthless, cruel, and dissolute. He was overthrown by the Zhou people. The Zhou people justified their conquest by appealing to heavenly mandate. They believed that the founder of Zhou Dynasty was given a mandate to rule by heaven. As the son of heaven, the king had an intimate relationship with heaven. Only a king with virtue could be given the mandate. The mandate could be transmitted to his descendants as long as they were virtuous too. Once any king was found to be vicious, the mandate would be revoked and given to someone who was more worthy. A virtuous king was usually popular among his people. When a king lost support of his people, he was in lack of virtue. Without virtue, he would be replaced by a new king who was virtuous.